Dear students, happy morning to you all. Now we are in the section 2 on the prose, the wind on haunted hill. Already we saw Usha went to market, he lifted all her things. Now it was very dark. Really, she was afraid to cross the decayed place. Now what happened, my dear students? Before going to this section, first I'll teach you the meanings. What is forbidding? Unfriendly or frightening, scaring. Foliage thrashing. What does mean by foliage thrashing? Hitting leaves and branches. That means striking out. Flicker, shine. What does mean by startled? Frightened. Remnant. What was left? Crouching, bending down. Groaned and clattered. Banged together, that means making noise and made a loud noise. Hitting something and made a loud noise. Puddle, pool of water. Blotted out, hid. Streak, line. Sizzled, hissed like something hot on a frying pan. Whenever we prepared dosa, a light sound came like that. That is called sizzled. Now, Usha is on her way back to her village. Strangely, the wind had dropped. The trees were still. Not a leaf moved. The crickets, what are crickets? One type of small insects, were silent in the grass. The crows flew round in a circle and then settled down for the night in an oak tree. Now the crows also settled down. I must get home before dark, said Usha to herself. She said herself, I want to go home soon like that. As she hurried along the path, but already the sky was darkening. The clouds, black and threatening. Now it makes her fear. Looked over at Haunted Hill. This was March, the month for storms. You know that very well, my dear student. March is the month for storms. A deep rumble echoed over the hills. A deep sound echoed over the hills. And Usha felt the first heavy drop of rain hit her cheek. Now the rain also coming. She felt a heavy drop on her cheek. She had no umbrella with her. The weather had seemed so fine just a few hours because before, whenever she was ready for going bazaar, the weather was fine. So she didn't take the umbrella. But now the weather was very bad. Now all she could do was tie an old scarf over her head because for hiding from the rain and pull her shirt tight across her shoulders for preventing him from chill wind. Holding the shopping bag close to her body, she quickened her pace. She walked very fast. She was almost running, but the raindrops were coming down faster now. Big heavy pellets of rain. The drops are very, very big. A sudden flash and lightning lit up the hill. There is a lightning on the hill now because there's a raining now. The ruins stood out in clear outline. What are the places of that spoiled places are now clear. Then all was dark again. Night had fallen. That place only clear. All the other places are dark. I won't get home before the storm breaks, thought Usha. She thought herself, I won't get home. I'll have to shelter in the ruins. I want to stay here for some time. So I want to stay here. She could only see a few feet ahead, but she knew the path well and she began to run. But she was at confusion. Want to stay here or will run like that? Suddenly the wind sprang up again. Again the wind blew fast and brought the rain with a rush against her face. It was cold, stinging rain. Stinging, what does mean by stinging? Bite of a bee, no? It bites severely like that. There's a pain in her face. She could hardly keep her eyes open. She can't able to open her eyes because the rain was very heavy. The wind grew in force. It hummed and whistled. It makes a noise like the wee wee like that. Usha did not have to fight against it. So it was began her now and helped her along up the steep path and onto the brow of the hill. So she decided to stay a few hours or a few minutes on the ruined place. There was another flash of lightning, followed by a peal of thunder. Now the thunder sound also came dum dum like that. The Rins looked up before, had grim and forbidding. What is forbidding? Unfriendly. She was frightening because everybody, even ourselves also, if there was nobody in our home, we too afraid of lightning and thunder now. She knew there was a corner where a piece of old roof remained. It would give some shelter. So she went there. It would be better than trying to go on because there was a heavy rain now. It was very struggle for her to walk on the heavy rain. In the dark, in the howling wind, that means a noisy wind, she had only to stay off the path to go over a rocky cliff edge because there is no company for her. Ooh, 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 howled the wind. Now the wind make a noise. She saw the wild plum tree swaying. That wild plum tree swaying, that means moving front and back, bent double its foliage thrashing, that means hitting the leaves and branches also against the ground. That old plum tree hitting the branches and leaves against the ground. The broken walls did the little to stop the wind. The broken walls did something to stop the wind because there is a place now. If there is no walls, that wind will stop there now. So the broken walls tried to stop the wind. Then what happened, my dear students? Now Usha was alone. What happened? For that you have to wait till the next class. Okay, my dear students, thank you all.